Before you start this course, I wanted to talk to you about the importance of developing good practices for our mental health. When we practice an instrument, when we practice freestyling, we are working the brain in different ways. And as you practice rhyming and building the rhyming muscle, particularly that component of this course, you're going to be finding that you're developing really quick rhymes. You think of a word, you can think of another word very quickly. You're developing very fast connections. You might find that you're going through your day and you're starting to think of rhymes, just as you go about your business. And this is something that you might see as a positive. You want to improve your ability to freestyle, your ability to improvise on the spot. But it needs to be balanced with mental spaciousness. Mental spaciousness is a really important part of mental well-being. The ability to have a clear mind, not to have it full of clutter and full of, the different things that you consume. It needs to have some space in there. And when we practice freestyling, when you're using this course, strive for a balance between developing your skills as a freestyler, developing your ability to think of a rhyme very quickly, but also keeping your mental spaciousness, keeping the idea that everything is clear in your mind, or as clear as possible. So here are some suggestions for things that I would recommend you do. Firstly, when practicing, practice for short periods of time and don't practice too long on a particular day. If you find that your mind is busy with rhymes, with lyrics, then make a decision to say, okay, let's take a day or let's take a couple of days just to retain that spaciousness. Your skills will still develop, but it's important that you're able to keep some sense of spaciousness in your mind. And when it comes to creativity, you need to have some silences. You need to have some space so that you can hear, you can pick up the signals from wherever they come from, depending on your beliefs. But these ideas that come into your mind, you need to be receptive to them. If your mind is full of your freestyle practice, for example, then you're not leaving any space to pick up the more original ideas. Other things that you might consider, things like meditation. And this is something that I practice. Mindfulness meditation is something that Harry Mack, the greatest freestyle rapper I would say at the moment, he's talked about. He meditates in the morning and he goes for a run. And I would suspect that is to keep that balance, between the amount of ideas and all those lyrics that you're working on and the freedom and the spaciousness for new ideas and to feel mentally, in the right place, in a good place. Other things you might do are not consuming too much information. If you're constantly taking in information, whether that's from the internet, from the TV, how are you going to find space for your own ideas, for your own creativity? And if you are practicing a lot of, a musical instrument or freestyle rapping, or you're learning a language and you're constantly thinking about it, or you're working on it a lot, you need to find space in other areas of your life where you can give your mind some chance to rest. I would also avoid doing anything that's going to alter your mental state. You want to aim for a balance, as I said before, of developing your skills, developing your wordplay, developing your ability to rhyme on the spot, and having a healthy, clear state of mind. So for me, I meditate every morning. I don't practice every day, and I don't practice for long periods of time in a day, because I'm conscious that I want to maintain clarity of thought and the ability to receive original ideas. So take your time with this. It's not a race, it's not a sprint. If you try to cram hours and hours and hours of practice, it's not going to be healthy for you. Practice in short bursts, give yourself plenty of space, and enjoy the course.